Hello, class. My name is Mr. Dr. Professor Chase,
And I'm Sidekick Miguel,
and today we're going to explore the traits of the periodic table.
and it's gonna be sweet.
So a brief history of the periodic table goes like this. Back in 1869, one guy named Dmitri Mendeleev made the first periodic table. At first he made the periodic table based on their atomic mass, such as hydrogen, which has the lowest atomic mass on the periodic table with a 1.0079 mass. Later, the periodic table is organized by the number of valence electrons in each atom.
The amount of valence electrons can be determined by the number on top of the family column. Our first topic is about elements being metals, metalloids, nonmetals, or gases. All of the metals are in the first 12 groups. Now at the staircase, that should be pointed out. Anything on that touches the staircase is labeled as metalloids. To the bottom of the staircase and joining to metalloids are nonmetals, and the elements on top of the staircase that aren't metalloids are gases.
Now let's go over some basics about the periodic table. As you know, or as you should know, there are 18 families that go across the periodic table and 7 groups. Now what families are the columns in each periodic table. For example, column 1 is the alkaline metals. Column 2 is the alkaline earth metals. Column 3 to 12 is interesting. They're all transition metals. Column 13 is the boron family. Column 14 is the carbon family. Column 15, nitrogen. Column 16, the oxygen family. Column 17, the halogens. And finally, column 18, the noble gases, the most valence. Now I said that column 18 had the most valence. Now what valence is the outermost electron on each atom. So the alkaline metals have a 1 on top, like in my periodic table, which means they have 1 valence electron. And the cycle continues, except for the transition metals. We don't really know what those are. Alright, now let's go into our next topic today, which is going to be the blocks of the periodic table. So in our first 2 columns, you see the S block, which is the alkaline and alkaline earth metals. Here in the second one, which is the staircase into the right, or past transition metals, is the P block. And here you see that in all the transition metals, that is the D block. And finally we have the F block, which is the 2 lower bars of the periodic table, and those are the most reactive. Alright, I went over reactivity when I mentioned the F block, so let's go over what reactivity is. So as you can see right here, we have the most reactive, which is on the left side of the periodic table, also with the metals. And on the right side is the least reactive of the periodic table, and the nonmetals. And back to this blank periodic table again, let's go over where, again, the reactive is. Instead for left to right, we're going to go from top to down. And from top to down, we have the least reactive on top of the periodic table, such as hydrogen and helium. And finally, we have on the bottom of the periodic table is the most reactive, which is what I said of the F block being the most reactive in the periodic table. And I think that will conclude today's lesson, class. Hope you have enjoyed. My name is Mr. Dr. Professor Chase, along with my great buddy,
Sidekick Miguel.
and we will see you later. Bye!